In this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons why you're going to want to think twice before buying this Leia Organa Force FX Elite lightsaber that's priced at almost $300. Don't go anywhere. Oh. Hey Star Wars fans, thanks so much for clicking on my video. This is Finding the Force, and I will be your host, Obi-Dad Kenobi. Hello there. This is Finding the Force, where I cover all things Star Wars, but especially lightsabers. I want to cover all things Star Wars. You guys just love lightsabers so much, I'm having a hard time making videos about other stuff. So let's get right into 5 reasons why you're going to want to rethink buying any of your next Force FX Elite lightsabers. But today's especially about, boom, the Leia Organa Force FX Elite that just came out. I don't use the phrase dumpster fire very often, but these words kept popping into my head. I couldn't get rid of them. Pretty disappointed. I reviewed all the Force FX Elite lightsabers, and there's been this pattern of the same issues that I've been finding in all of them one by one. So let's address them and get this video started. So let's take a look at the box. Look at the features that they're advertising. So I gotta say, whoever's in charge of advertising is doing an awesome job. Maybe not so much the engineering of parts, but we'll get there. The box looks slick. It looks really awesome. And let's take a moment here to appreciate Carrie Fisher and her contribution to Star Wars. Everyone has said how lovely and wonderful she was. Rest in peace. And also that this is one of 3, I call 3-second lightsabers in The Rise of Skywalker. And the other 2 being the Ben Solo, as well as the flashback, the Dark Ray double-sided saber. I remember watching The Rise of Skywalker, seeing Leia wielding the lightsaber and using the Force and taking down, kind of defeated her brother Luke in practice. And it was really exciting to see that, and using the Force and becoming a Jedi. That was a really neat, like 5 or 8 seconds of the film. I really enjoyed that. And that's when you see this this beautiful lightsaber she's got. A thin neck, just like her brother Luke, but definitely fit for a princess. Yes, I'm a grown man reviewing a princess lightsaber. So what? Flash effect, advanced LEDs, we're going to circle back to that. Authentic lightsaber sounds, blaster deflect, the progressive ignition and deactivation. It's a really neat scrolling effect and doesn't light up in chunks like a lot of other lightsabers. And also what they call the molten blade tip effect. Not tip drag, not lava effect, the molten blade tip effect. I think they keep changing the name of that. But especially there's also a whole upper half emitter that will look beautiful for display, and then you can put on the one that fits the blade. We've seen that with the Galaxy's Edge Lightsaber, which I reviewed and also compared to the Artsabers Neopixel Profi Board lightsaber, and I'll put that video at the end of this one so you guys don't miss it. I'll also put a link down in the description where I compared the 2, and there's so many differences between the Neopixel and Galaxy's Edge and Force FX. It's kind of crazy. I almost need a diagram to draw. Like, I think unboxings are overrated. I don't think many people like the unboxing part, but this is what you get when you unbox it. Okay, you get this stand, which one is pretty cool that it's completely custom fit for the Leia saber. Kind of has this design of the Death Star, light-sided Jedi, force-wielding Resistance Rebellion characters. So having her stand look like the Death Star, it's a cool stand. But couldn't they have like 2 designs? I don't know. What do you guys think? The instruction booklet, of course, which I did have to look at because this one has a complicated detail to this saber that they haven't put on any of the other Force FX Elite lightsabers. I'll get to that in a second. You get the blade with advanced LED lights, and you also get the dueling upper half emitter to go with this, boom, very, dare I say, beautiful, reflective, rose gold Leia Organa lightsaber. My first impression was a good one of this, actually, that it's just the right shade of rose gold, and it's a very pretty shiny chrome finish to it. The color is really important because a lot of people have complained about the Galaxy's Edge being more of like an orangish hue to it, but this is definitely a more feminine and I think more screen accurate color, to be honest. I think they nailed all the major details. You know, they actually have this custom bottom here where you put the belt clip through the slot, and it sits just like so on display. Pretty awesome display. We see a lot of lightsabers displayed horizontally. This, you know, all the Force FX Elites have been vertical. I don't know if I like one better or not. By the way, I'm not a negative guy, so with all the downsides to this lightsaber, I'm also going to try to look or find any positive sides to the details that I also don't want to overlook. Okay, so the first thing that doesn't work for me about the design is that auxiliary button. So this main button turns the power on. But the auxiliary button, which is actually pretty neat and it camouflages perfectly, I think, is that on the back side of the saber, there's a little screw here, and that's the auxiliary button for activating the blast deflect and the molten tip drag effect. I'm a big guy with big hands, and when you want to hold the saber facing me, my finger's going to crush and use this blaster, the auxiliary button all the time. And it's really hard for me to like hold it lower to not activate it. So not crazy about it, but they did a great job at making it flush. The other thing I don't really like about this is down here on the bottom. And I know a lot of you Force FX lightsaber fans maybe have even come to love all the writing on the pommel cap that says Lucasfilm, China, I don't know, it's got all this writing, all that stuff. And then right here on the side, really big, usually there's a sticker that says this stuff. It says CE something, and a garbage can. Don't throw with an X through it. Don't throw this in the garbage can. It's on the saber. You can't take it off. It's not a sticker. Kind of lame. I guess it's on the back half of the saber, so if you had it displayed, you can't see it, but it's still a big trash can that's like printed on the pommel cap of this saber. So one thing I really do like is that the main button right here is the activation button. I should do a comparison review between this and the Galaxy's Edge. What do you guys think? Give me a like on the video, and please make sure to hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate the support. I can't find it, but somewhere online on one of the Facebook groups, I did see someone complain that they took their Leia out of the box and it was riddled with scuffs and flaws. And I noticed on mine, there is one actually. Down here on the bottom ring, you can see that the rose gold looks like it was painted over with a silver paint, and they definitely missed a spot. So please be on the lookout and check your saber thoroughly when you get it in the mail. This one might have a higher chance of having flaws over the other ones. But one detail I really do like about this saber, especially over the Galaxy's Edge, is that you can see in the, point out when I turn it on, that these vents on the dueling emitter, you can actually see the blade through them, just like you do with the Neopixel versions. Which you cannot. They filled them in with the Galaxy's Edge saber. So that's a really cool part of the design. And the final part of the design that is going to drive you nuts, and it's going to be a major warning hazard, guys, be careful, is that I left the sticker on here for you. In order to remove the battery pack, which I had to put in the batteries, I think it was 3 AA's, you have to unscrew this little screw that blends in with the grip. I can only imagine they did this because they were having an issue maintaining the connection between the battery pack and the electronics. Maybe it prevents it from falling out and cracking and breaking. But this is a screw that you're not going to want to lose, or you're going to have a big hole in your saber. And I mean, one little bitty screw, and it's like, I'm sure if you had like a shag rug, poof, it'd be gone. You'd be on your hands and knees for like an hour. So not crazy about that. Let's put the blade in. Okay, I unscrewed the display emitter, which does look very nice. And we're going to put the blade in here, just like this. Pop it in, little turn, it's locked in place. Now we're going to take the display emitter and slide it down the blade all the way down. Probably will notice over time long striation scratches, because inside of this dueling emitter, there's some pretty rough metal edges in there. One chunky metal piece in particular, but I mean, when you put this down the blade, you know, it can bump and all that a lot, but you're probably gonna wanna take some sandpaper to the inside of the dueling emitter, try and smooth that out to minimize the long scratches all up and down your blade. Maybe you're gonna, you know, play fight with it a little bit and you're not gonna care, but just a heads up about that. So I'm screwing on the display emitter all the way. There we go. The flaw is right here, kind of near the front of the saber. Brace yourselves. This sound is going to be kind of rough. All right. Oh. So, I'll just swing it. Oh. Oh, oh goodness. Okay. So for some reason, when I play with the pummel cap and I loosen it, I think the sound clears up. I don't know why tightening the pummel cap would affect the speaker and the sound, but you heard it, you know. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, has like a gurgle sound to it. The volume sounds low on it. The sound is distorted. I heard a gurgling sound. That drives me crazy. Like this is like from a 1 to a 5 of me swinging the blade. This is clearly a 1 or a 0.5. And if I hear a clash sound go off like that, it drives me nuts, you guys. Clash effect. Blaster deflect. Molten lava tip drag effect. So you just want to hear the audio right now. Deactivation. And that's the phantom glitch effect. So sound is rough, to say the least. Not as loud. You know, Force Effects is traditionally, like all the Black series were louder, rough sound, not super accurate, but I mean, at least they were louder. Yikes. Please leave in the comments if you have any ideas why the sound would change when I loosen the cap. It's probably like screwed on halfway right now. Yeesh. So those are the sounds. The third reason why you shouldn't buy this lightsaber is also just not the sounds, but the blade itself. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I just gagged a little when I heard the sound. They are enhanced LEDs, not Neopixel. And I'll show you here in the dark. I'm gonna turn on a Galaxy's Edge saber, this Force Effects Elite saber, and a Neopixel saber. Huge difference, but I will give them credit that it is a pinch brighter than the Galaxy's Edge blades. The LEDs are enhanced. And hey, the ignition looks cool. The deflect looks cool. Almost every time with the deflect, you'll see a flash of white, followed by a darkening of that spot. So pretty awesome they did that. Let's see the clash. Let me use this other hand. The clash is pretty neat. It's not dead center of the blade, and it's the same clash effect that like kind of appears middle of the blade. Cool though. Cool, just giving you details. Molten lava effect. I think this is a better lava effect. It's more appropriately sized. I can't remember which saber it was, but one of them, I think maybe it was the Palpatine, I'm guessing. The molten lava was like more than a third of the blade or something. It was really overzealous, I think, for the length. And so this one's more accurate. Something I noticed is, why does the whole blade dim? As you can see here when I activate the molten lava effect. I don't know why. And I have to give them credit for the scrolling ignition and deactivation. But it's just not a pixel blade. It's not that bright. And also part of the blade reason for not buying this was also, you know, scratching the blade while putting on the display emitter. And what drives me nuts is that you can't interchange any of the blades that I'm aware of with any of the other Elite lightsabers. They really want to make it so that if you play fight with this a little bit, something goes wrong with it, you're out of lightsaber, bro. That's it. You can't buy, they don't sell individual blades. Reason number 4 why you don't want to buy this lightsaber is it's glitchy. The sounds are glitchy. I mean, case in point, the phantom swing echoes. And that's the phantom glitch effect. What is that about? I don't know what that's about. but it drives me nuts that I have to like baby it. Ooh, yeah, this is fun to not activate the clash sounds. I mean, very, very delicate clash sensitivity. Those are all clashes. So it's like hard to really even do any cool Jedi moves with it, but they won't stop going off. And this thing actually froze up on me. First minute I took it out of the box, this thing completely froze on me for about 5 seconds and then went back to normal function. There you go, it's frozen. And I was just swinging it around, just getting a feel for it, you know? Something about it, like the features. I think this board, I don't think whatever like electronics or any here can handle going between the clashes and the lava and the blast deflect. It's like too much, and it kind of like locked up on me for a few seconds. If anyone at Hasbro is watching this, I wish you guys would have gone for like one step up for electronics, because this is a big pattern I've seen with all the Elite lightsabers, is that you guys have added all these effects, all these blade effects and removable blade and all that stuff, but then the sound has deteriorated, the sensitivity not as good, and it's all glitchy. They've all been glitchy. In fact, the Kit Fisto was awful for me. And what else is strange is that when I read all the comments from you guys, there's like a lot of inconsistency with, and then a bunch of others have this issue and that issue. The worst was the Kylo Ren. I mean, that's what I loved about the Black Series sabers, is that they had a really freakishly good swing sensitivity. That really made them stand out from their competitor products. Their swing sensitivity has diminished since they have been doing removable blade sabers with all these added effects. And it's really a shame. That's really one of the coolest parts, is hearing like a real swing sensitivity. It's not smooth swing, but it feels kind of freakishly close, if you ask me. Last but not least, the number 5 reason why you don't want to buy this lightsaber is the price. It's $270 before tax and shipping. That's almost basically $300. I thought these used to retail for $150 and they were flirting with $200, and they jumped up with the whole removable blade, all those features and stuff, and I just don't think it's the value's there. There's a lot of pros and cons though, because it looks great on display and the shine and the color, but this moment you want to enjoy it and turn it on, it's glitchy and the sound's terrible. So personally, I don't think it's worth the value or that price. I'll put a link to this in the description if you're sold on it and I can't change your mind. But I just don't think the value's there for the price. And these Elite Saber, the prices keep going up and up and up. Unfortunately, this really bummed me out. I was excited for the Obi-Wan Saber coming out soon from Force FX, but after this, my expectations are not that high. $300, you're more than halfway to getting a Neopixel version of this from Artsabers. They have 2 kinds of Leia sabers. One is, I think, a bit more screen accurate, and you can choose the colors between like a rose gold and more of a lightish pink color. Pretty cool. But those are my thoughts, guys. Please leave a comment down below what you guys think of this lightsaber, if you think it's worth the price, what you guys thought of the sounds and the glitches. So thanks so much for watching. Be safe out there and make sure to have an awesome Star Wars day. Thanks, guys. See you next time.